What's up, guys? It is Sunday, June 1st, 2025, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. That's my co-host there, Mr. Big Marcel. And we got our special guest, Zach, Likes MMA. We're going to talk about UFC 316, the rematch between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili, plus Kayla Harrison takes on Juliana Pena. And I think there's 13 fights in this card, so actually they added a few fights last week, which is good to know. Hopefully I'm crossing my fingers we don't get last minute cancellations, boys, but I kind of feel like, at least one or two of these fights will fall off, especially because, as Zach has talked about, the medicals in New Jersey are very strict, right, Zach?
They're one of the most insane in the U.S. It's like
what's the guy's name that fell off the card, Marcel? Albert, what's his name? The guy that was supposed to fight Khaos. He couldn't pass.
Albert Tadevosian?
Yeah, what happened? Do you know? Like
he missed his medicals weren't good or something. So
that's not good. Is he still signed or no?
I think he's still signed. Did you tweet it?
No, I'm doing it right now. Sorry. Sorry, Zach. What were you gonna say?
I was just saying they're one of the most insane in the U.S. It's like them in California.
Yeah, fair enough, for sure.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like I said, this card remains mostly intact. But again, I'm not convinced, guys. I mean, every week it seems like we lose fights. Like I said, the good thing is they do have 13 fights booked, so that's not a bad thing. But the odds are at least one of these fights is going to fall off, if not two. So I'm going to tweet out right now.
Zach is quicker than you.
I know he is. Zach's very quick, man. Quick shooter, Zach.
I had it kind of ready, waiting for the link. So
Zach's quick, man. Quick shooter. All right, here we go. Done. All right, here we go. All right, let's get some comments. Dana, what's up, brother? Lazy Ben, what's up, man? Lazy Ben, if that guy in the last stream comments, if he's can you time him out or something, because he was kind of being annoying. There was some guy in there. Mm-hmm. Antoine, let's get it, boys. First pay-per-view summer main event will start my birthday, June 8th. There we go. There you go, Antoine. Happy early birthday, my friend. Antoine's like 25 years old. He's so young, man. I wish I was 25 still. Second stream crew, glad to have you, Zach. Absolutely, Zach's the man. Marcel's off. That means he's probably doing something like that, Seeing some pictures like Karolina Kovacevic in the kitchen. I saw that picture.
I was putting a nose drop in my nose, dude, but nobody has to see that, motherfucker.
Look at Zach, the cheesecake man. He likes MMA. Fuck yeah. Zach, the guy who was at Dead Serious last night. How was it, Zach?
Good. Actually, their merch is actually really good too.
Yeah,
it was definitely a great card. I'll be at their October card as well when they return to the PA. Definitely won't sit general admission again.
I saw that. Usually sit front row or what do you
mean? My kid had a lot of activities, so I was waiting to see if she was going, or if I was buying just myself a ticket, and literally the day I waited, they sold out of their front row. And
how old's your kid, Zach?
She's 15, turned 16 in November.
Jeez, man, you got a teenager, my friend.
Yeah, who's actually she's 28. So.
All right, let's get some other comments. I think we got some, guys. All right, I think we're good. Our boy Patrick here too. Hey, so happy to watch this week's episode and saw Zach in here. Guess we'll be back next week. Patrick, what's up, man? Glad to have you here, dude. All right, guys, let's get into the preview. So I brought Zach in because it's in New Jersey. Are you going, Zach, or no?
I'm not. Prices actually weren't too bad compared to 288. But no, I hit my Jersey quota basically for the year already.
288 was Jan and Sterling, or what right?
Henry and Sterling.
Henry and Sterling. Sorry, yeah, that's what it was. My bad. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm surprised they were reasonable. I mean, when I was in Montreal, obviously there's media, but nosebleeds were, I think, 500.
I mean, I would rip off your Canadians as well. So
I was gonna say the Canadian dollar it's not that strong, so maybe it's actually cheap. But no worries, Zach. It's totally understandable. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping this card ended up good. I'll ask you guys right now, what do you think of this card overall? What do you guys think?
Pay-per-view's better. The prelims aren't going to sell a pay-per-view, so you're either going to want to buy it already or you're going to stream it from another site anyway.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. What do you think, Marcel, of this card?
It's okay. To be really honest, there are not many fights I'm really intrigued in. There are some fights I think are okay, but looking forward to some debuts on this card. But to be really honest, the two title fights, yeah, okay.
I think the card's pretty good, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it's missing something, but I do think it's a pretty good card. I mean, especially compared to what we just watched, it should be a big upgrade. I would say that. So
yeah,
let's get into the card, guys. let's start with the first fight of the night, work our way up. And this fight was added really late. It is a lightweight bout between MarQuel Mederos and Mark Choinski, who makes his UFC debut here on really short notice. And the odds for this one have MarQuel -298 and Mark at +240. Zach, I want to start with you because you're pretty familiar with this guy. What do you think of this fight?
Yeah, the Shark's not bad. I don't know why he was in camp anyway, so I think it's one of those situations. He was supposed to defend or go for a vacant title in APFC. I don't really value anyone in APFC as good though.
Anthony Pettis promotion.
Yeah, they were doing really well, and then they kind of just like floundered because I don't know if Anthony just lost interest. And and Mark's just one of those guys. Great guy, decent fighter. This fight could fall off this card, and I won't care.
What do you think, Marcel?
I mean, yeah, MarQuel was actually supposed to fight this week, right, against Bolagioki. He got ill. Now he's fighting a guy making his debut, Choinski, undefeated. Hasn't fought really great opposition, I think. MarQuel got 2 wins in the UFC, which were close fights, but he got the wins. I would pick Mederos in this fight. I think he has looked decent so far, in my opinion, and I think he can still get a lot better. Choinski, short notice fight, maybe Octagon Jedos, maybe not. You never know, But for me, Mederos. I'm going decision win for Mederos again, but a little bit more clear than the last two.
Yeah. By the way, Dana and Lazy Bear, I just sent a message in the Discord. If you guys don't mind taking a look at that message, please, I appreciate that in the main chat. I'm with you guys. I'm taking Mederos. Yeah, I mean, I was picking against Oki last week. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not sure if he would have won that fight. Now that Oki looked pretty good in his last fights on against Aswell, so maybe that would have worked out. But I still think Mederos is a pretty good fighter, man. Especially here against a guy taking his fight on really short notice in his debut. Like, it's not a great look. So yeah, I think that Mederos probably wins. Maybe a decision. Maybe he finishes this guy. Maybe he finishes him. But I'm pretty convinced he wins. -298 seems reasonable to me. I think he's a good guy to potentially parlay. I know people love parlays, so I think that's a guy to look at for sure. I definitely think Mederos wins this fight. All right, guys, let's keep moving on in the card. Let's move on to the next fight here. We got another lightweight bout between Quillan, Salkilld, and Yanal, Ashmouz, and Marcel. Can't wait till this fight's over because then he doesn't have to spell Quillan Salkild's name anymore. This guy's name has so many fucking L's in it. It's crazy, Marcel. And the odds for this one, he's a massive favorite, guys. -485, +330. By the way, I want to give a shout out to my boy Dave Fretz in the chat. What's up, brother? Glad to have you here, man. I'm just going to start. I think Quillan wins. I think he absolutely wins this fight. The odds are really high. So I wrote my preview for this last week, and he was like -250. Now he's like -500. It's pretty crazy. But I just think he's a really good fighter, a really good prospect. I hate the spelling of his fucking name. It's awful. But yeah, man, I think he wins this fight, guys. I think he probably, takes down, Ashmouz. I think he can outstrike him. I don't think he'll get a 19-second knockout against Jeka. What's his name? Anshul Jubilee. I don't see that happening again, but I'm convinced he wins. I think Ashmouz is a decent fighter, but the win over Sam Patterson looks really good. But the fight with Trevor Peek, Trevor Peek's not really UFC caliber, as you know, Zach. So I'm just not convinced he's like that good. And I think the odds are really high, but I think people are on the right track here. I absolutely think Quillan wins. It's just, does he finish or not? I'm kind of leaning a decision, like pretty much like the Gage Young fight, but I could see a finish. What do you think, Marcel? Same pick?
I'm looking forward to Renato Moicano talking about this fight. He's like, I'm taking this guy, this Quillan salty kid. I think he wins. But yeah, I'm also taking him. I think he looked good in this last fight, although it was at a fight that was more like a one-sided beatdown for 20 seconds. And before that, listen, man, like I said in the Discord back then, I wasn't really impressed with that fight. I know all of you guys were like, oh my God, what a fight. I was like, oh my God, that wasn't a great fight. But hey, he won that fight. I have no, like with Yanal Ashmouz, his last fight, he did a lot of wall and stall grappling, trying to make peak. Yeah, he won. What was it looking amazing? Against Duncan, I think he broke his hand in the first round. He lost that fight. Yeah. And the first fight in his debut in the UFC was amazing against Patterson. So I don't think it's an easy fight for Salkilld, but I think he wins. And go with a decision. I think he wins at least 2 out of 2 or 3 rounds. So Quillan Salkilld. And dude, his name is so difficult to spell. When I write it, I always have to do backspace when I write it. So yeah.
Zach, you're gonna make it 3 for 3?
Yeah, it's definitely 3 for 3 there. I think Yanal is tough.
Yeah.
I'm biased there though. I've seen him come through the CFFC stage.
Jersey guy, yeah.
But it's one of those ones, like, I think his most impressive thing in the UFC so far has been finishing that fight with broken hand or arm. They're obviously trying to use a guy who's been around. I think Yanal has 4 fights now. I think
it's 3, 2-1 in the UFC, 3 fights.
So just trying to get a UFC vet against him now because Jubilee was obviously a layup fight.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, decision. I think Yanal is going to be a little too much to get finished.
Yeah.
And that gets him cage time, so it works out.
That's fair. I want to get this comment from Tristan. You guys actually both watched the show. Salkild's win over Domar Fan, who just looked amazing, Road UFC over an undefeated 11-0 guy. Domar Fan's only lost to Salkeld. That's a solid win, I'm assuming, right? So there you go.
Did he beat him twice, actually?
You guys would know. I mean, I to be honest, I only watched the clips on.
He has only one loss, but he lost twice to Salkeld, I think, if I'm correct. I'm not sure.
What do you guys think of Yanal's regional scene career? It was pretty decent, right, Zach? I think.
Yeah.
Overall. Yeah.
He was. I think I'm also biased. I think he was on the first event I ever went to.
There you go. Fair enough.
But yeah, he did enough on the regionals. I think he got caught up too early because that was also the time where whenever they needed a body, they just called it CFFC.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really impressed much at this level.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. Moving on, we have a featherweight bout between Jeka Saragih and Ju Sang Yu, and odds for this one, they're also pretty elevated, guys. Which no surprise, I guess, for this one either. Odds for this one have Yu minus 485, plus 370 on Jeka. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, getting finished by Weston Wilson looks really bad. Getting finished by Anchel Juby looks really bad. He did have that pretty good win against Lucas Alexander. I'm talking about Saragih. I mean, obviously he's got power. I mean, he does. But, Ju Sang Yu, undefeated guy, I would imagine he wrestles him here, right? Probably. What do you guys think? I'm picking him, obviously. He's a big favorite. It's Zach, is that how you see it? Or
yeah. The only thing worse right now than Indian MMA is Indonesian MMA.
Marcel's half Indonesian. Did you know that?
I did not. But it's just like Indian MMA. Like, Indonesian's best luck is from the U.S. and he fights on Friday. I think this gets. I kept saying yo because I forgot it was like you or whatever it is. But I actually have him finishing it in the second round by TKO just because Jeka is that bad. So we get our first finish of the night.
I can see that. I just think, again, Jeka's got such a weakness on the ground. I mean, ground and pound or submission. I think they're both viable. What do you think, Marcel?
Yeah, normally it's yo, but it's Pride Month, so it's you. But
my bad. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but I think he wins. Yeah, I mean, Saragih hasn't really impressed me, to be really honest. And
no.
Yeah, my dad's from Indonesia, Zach. So, but Saragih's not going to win this one. I'm going with Ju Sang Yu in this one.
Yeah, and losing as a minus 400 favorite against Weston Wilson.
Yeah.
That's a bad look, guys. I'll just say that. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have I thought this fight would be on at least television. I'm surprised it's buried on the prelims, Marcel. We got Wang Tong taking on
Cry me a river.
Wang Tong taking on Ariane De Silva. I'm just surprised that it's because Ariane obviously is extremely marketable, and then Wang Tong is a prospect. And the thing I find interesting here.
This is for Adam. If he says it's extremely marketable, this just means that he gets a heart one off it. That's just.
I mean, I think Ariane's gorgeous, man. I mean, there's no doubt about it, guys. I'm just surprised because Wang Tong. So let me just talk about this fight. As far as the odds go, Wang Tong's a big favorite. Minus 345. Ariane De Silva plus 275. So I'm just surprised that they did this because Wang Tong got finished by Gabriel Fernandez, who's fighting Julia Stolyarenko.
Yeah.
And now Wang Tong gets a higher ranked opponent, Ariane De Silva. It doesn't really make sense to me.
She beat Bruno Brazil last time, I think.
Bro, I don't. Oh yeah, she did. But still, I'm a little confused by it, to be honest with you. Why did Gabriella not get a step up against a ranked opponent? It doesn't really make sense to me. But I mean, I think Wang Tong probably wins this fight. I'm still a little bit worried after that fight with Gabriel Fernandez. Obviously, that wasn't amazing, but I think he's a good prospect. I don't want to just write her off after the one shocking loss. I think that was one of the biggest upsets of all time, right? It really was. Wang Tong probably wins a decision. I would imagine Ariane is, a good fighter, but to be honest, I think this would be a smart fight for her to mix in some takedowns and show her ground game if she has one, because Ariane Silva is not very good off her back. So I think that would be smart, but most likely just outstrikes her from the outside. Marcel's laughing.
I'm laughing about Dana's last comment. Yeah, just put it on screen. I don't mind.
This one?
Yeah. No, the last one. Dana.
Dana.
Oh, Dana. Sorry.
Yeah, Dave.
My
That's
bad.
true, by the way.
Yeah, it's true. There you go, Marcel.
Thank you, Dana. Appreciate it.
You with
this
me?
fight, I'm also
Tong?
picking Wang Tong, of course. Yeah, I mean, listen, Ariane, I don't say she's bad, but she's super inconsistent, you know? I'm just like, just for some reason at the moment you think like now she has found it, you know. Remember when she beat Casey O'Neill? Well, it's like everybody was like, yeah, now she looks like actually like the violence queen we seen before. But then she's losing again. Like I remember that what was that fight when she fought JJ Aldridge? I think Adam and myself we were like, this is probably if we have a lock on the card, this is a lock. JJ,
I remember that.
And then she looks amazing against JJ.
That didn't age well. That was a bad hot take by us. No, for sure. I'm with you. Yeah, what do you think, Zach? You're making 3 for 3 on this one too?
Yeah, it's another decision here. Ariane kind of lost her interest when she dropped the violence from her nickname. Now it's like she's just a looker. Go do OnlyFans at that point. Like, we'll stop wasting our time on TV. Let Marcel share the pictures on Discord. We'll all be happy.
Actually, she does have OnlyFans, but she doesn't post like those pictures.
She's an athlete page, I think.
Yeah. Her husband won't let her. I think that's her. Isn't that one of her head? Is that her head?
Yeah, Renato. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's an American top team though, isn't she? I think, right? Or she was, anyways. I don't think. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't care what camp she's at right now. She's not going to win this fight. I'll just say that. I like Ariane, but I just don't like this matchup for her. So, anyways, let's get to the next fight, guys. We have a short notice bookie here between two guys who lost opponents. Khaos Williams taking on Andreas Gutafsson, and the odds for this one, Khaos is favorite -198, Gustafsson +164. I'll start with you, Marcel. What do you think?
You motherfucker. You're a difficult one. You start with me.
So,
yeah, Gustafsson was supposed to fight last week, right? Against Trevin Giles.
We never talked about that in the last podcast, by the way.
We haven't.
Yeah.
Giles apparently fell during the weight cut, and he wasn't able to make it.
That sucks.
Yeah. So Andreas immediately when Andreas heard about Khaos needing an opponent because Tadevoshan was out, he immediately went to the UFC brass like, can I have this fight? And it went into the works in that moment, and it came out that both sides agreed and it's signed. Man, I mean, Khaos is also such a difficult fighter to pick, man, all the time, because he's also inconsistent, in my opinion. You know, he has the power to put you out, but he also has the chin to not hold on and to get knocked out. So, I mean, Gustafsson, like I said last week, he beat Pat Pitlick in Dana White Contender Series, but we don't really rate Canadian wins. So it's hard to say anything about it. And I wasn't impressed, to be really honest, by that win. I remember that you weren't either, Adam, let's be honest.
No, I wasn't, but I still thought you would beat Trevin Giles, obviously.
Yeah. You picked Gustafsson, I picked Giles, that's true. Difficult for me, man. My gut feeling says that Khaos is winning this fight, you know. Although I think there is a possibility Gustafsson also can start him, you know. So I think there will be a finish. I'm gambling on the Khaos finish early on, but man, I wouldn't be surprised if Gustafsson wins. But I think a finish is most likely in this fight.
Zach, 3 for 3 again?
Yep, I'm with Williams in this one too. The only thing I'm really impressed with Andreas is that he could pass a drug test. I don't know how he can pass one because he has some loophole in his testing procedure. I did actually talk with the CFFC welterweight champion last night, Eric Nolan. He was in talks for this fight before they issued it to the other guy. Jake Noecker did report that. I saw him at the event last night, and I didn't congratulate him at the card the week before. So I talked to him. He has his New Jersey medicals, so that could have actually worked.
True.
But this was the fight to do when they both lost to the opponents. Yeah. Which actually shocked me. This is what they actually did end up doing because UFC doesn't really follow common sense.
Yep.
I was on Williams before talking to Eric last night. Eric kind of gave me what his game plan was, and it speaks to how Khaos fights. I think a second round KO gets it because I also, like I said, I don't really value Andreas much at all.
Yeah.
And I think Khaos only really has about 7.5, 8 minutes of cardio, and then the rest will be just hoping they've reached the final bell.
So I made a mistake because I didn't give my pick yet, but I said for 3 for 3. But I think it spoils it. I'm taking Khaos too. Yeah, I mean, I think Khaos is a really good fighter, personally. Like, I know what's his record? 6-3? Yeah, 6-3. But I think he's a good fighter, man. I think if you look at his losses, like, Michel Pereira is a ranked guy. Randy Brown is a really, really good fighter. And Gabriel Bonfim is fighting Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and might beat him and might get ranked in the top 10. So I don't think those are bad losses. And the guy's got massive power. You did say he's been knocked out before, Marcel, but he really hasn't.
No, he's never been. I've been confused with another one. So
no problem at all, man. The guy's got a good chin. He has really good cardio. He has tons of experience. Like, I think he has Gustafsson covered everywhere in this fight. Like, Gustafsson, I think the way he would win is it's probably the grapple, push him against the fence, make it dirty. But I don't know how effective it's going to be in this fight. And I know the guy's a beast and he's got power and he keeps pushing along. But I just think Khaos, so battle tested in the UFC. He's fought really good competition, I think, in the UFC. And again, tons of knockout power. Very tough, very durable, good cardio. So I like Khaos in this fight. I think he wins. So there you go. I'm thinking it could go the distance personally, but I'm hoping he knocks him out because I like the guy, man. I think he's a really, really good fighter. I like this one. Dana says I'd rather see Lipsky picks than Andrade picks. Me too.
I don't disagree.
I said when Gustin fought in contender, he's fine, but waiting to get KO. Possibly, yeah. I mean, that would be. Pat Pick, like, I never thought he would win that fight. That's for sure. I understand the fights. Yeah, so that's another thing I was going to mention. It is kind of crazy that this guy's going to cut down to 170 now in short notice because he was going to fight 180. So he was going through the weight cut, right? He already was going through it. I guess it's a good thing he didn't have to cut down to 170 and then go back up. But it is kind of interesting he's cutting back down. And he lives in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. He came over here. He was already in the States, so it made sense for him to fight before he went home. It just didn't make sense for him to be sent back home without fighting. Yeah. He has to fight. But again, those things just kind of bother me. The Joelton Luderbach guy, definitely, he tested positive for steroids, and then, like, he was, like, one of the only guys with file said, like, yes, I took steroids or something. Like, Zach, didn't he, like...
remember
everything.
Yeah. Remember when he posted, like, I'm going to be honest, I took steroids. I was like, dude, you're gone. And people were like, oh, what nice. He's so open about this.
Wait, he was signed to the UFC too, right?
Yeah, he was fighting Shara Bullet.
That's right. Because I remember him from PFL. He fought in PFL a bunch of times, and he obviously fought Andreas in what promotion was it? He fought Andreas. KSW. What promotion was it, Marcel? The one he fought Andreas Gustafsson.
Why do you think I know?
With Levels Fight League.
I have no idea.
No, you don't know. I thought you would know. Hold on, let me double check.
I don't.
It was Brave. Sorry, Brave. That was the one.
Brave.
But obviously, Gustafsson's fought in KSW too. Like, he's been around for a bit. He's an older guy. But doesn't have a ton of fights, but he's an older guy. He's 34. So
he kind of looks like an angry Bruce Willis. So yeah.
It's kind of crazy that, like, Alexander Gustafsson's not that much older than this guy, and Alex is, like, completely washed and
remember
when GFL.
Remember when people asking Andreas if he's like family of Alexander? He's like, this is a normal name where I come from. We're not all related.
Did they book Gustafsson for a fight in GFL before it got, like, was it OSP in Gustafsson? Was that the fight?
I think Musasi.
Oh, was it Musasi?
Yeah.
No. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been. You know what? That would have been
like
good
the
fight.
matchmaking on the first two cards, if they happened, weren't bad. It's just
I was gonna watch it, man. I was gonna watch the card, dude. I was gonna watch it, man.
they just need to get Elon Musk to, like, waste money or something. It's the only way it happens.
They got to get some sucker to pay everything. I heard it was like some Canadian dude that stiffed them for the money. Is GFL still doing an event? I don't think so, bud.
No.
All right, let's go to the next.
I think a friend of mine said to me, like, probably Cain Velasquez will be able to attend the first GFL event.
He might be. I mean, he's not going to do that much in jail. At least he's going to get out in a year. All right, for good behavior and everything. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got the heavyweight, Marcel, the heavyweight, Serghei Spivac against Waldo Cortes-Acosta. I'm just shocked it's not on the main card. Like, honestly, I thought this would be the featured fight in the main card, knowing the way Nick wants to put together cards. Dana, we have to put the heavyweights on the main card.
Fucking awesome. They will definitely get a knockout. Put them on.
You know what? There probably is a finish in this fight, I'll say that. Odds for this one are competitive. Minus 125 Spivac, plus 105 Waldo Cortes-Acosta, the former Cincinnati Reds minor league pitcher. By the way, Zach, I checked. I think he had like 2 appearances and TRA was over 10. So he says it, though. He's like, I'm a former MLB pitcher for the Reds, not MILB, minor league baseball. But Zach, who you picking, man? It's a close one.
Yeah. I think Spivac gets a decision. I don't really see a finish here.
Okay.
I was surprised this did not get the Joe Silva special. I thought this would be like the opening of the main card, just to be shitty like that. I mean, I would have probably put that there in Josh Van as the feature, just to kind of like really push that like holy shit, into the pay-per-view.
Yep.
This, like I said, the prelims on this card are not selling pay-per-views, and that's usually they try to at least do like that top load. I don't think it's going to be competitive. I still think they're trying to get back at Waldo for ruining Robelis's like hype.
That was a true fraud check, Marcel. Would you agree with that one?
Yeah, and then he lost to Lane. So I mean, yeah.
Oh, that was the true fraud check.
Yeah, like, and I mean, obviously, I think neither one of them are going to get good matchups since then because they put so much investment in that to get him to be the big thing because he was beating bums at Fury also. But yeah, it's Spivac by decision. Then we'll finish. We'll just say that fight happened and go into the pay-per-view.
What do you think, Marcel?
Yeah, I was tempted to pick Waldo, but at the same time, I think Spivac has shown better so far in the UFC and have fought better opponents. Maybe Waldo didn't got the opportunity yet, but he lost to Marcos Rogério de Lima and he got controlled pretty much, which isn't a good look in my opinion. Yeah. Spivac can do that as well. I'm picking Spivac. I'm also picking him by decision, man. I think Spivac will be able to win rounds and be dominant against Waldo, I think. Unless Waldo can find a switch and knock him out or somehow, but I don't see that.
All right, hit the button for you. I'm finally, we have a different pick here. Finally, guys. I'll take a shot on Waldo here. I like the guy. I mean, listen, like he might get taken down and like just beaten up on the ground possibly, but the guy hits like a truck, man. He's on a big win streak here. I think he's looked really good personally. I know the opponents haven't been great, but I think he's a pretty decent prospect considering how bad this division's prospects are. Spivac's coming off another, brutal knockout loss. He's been knocked out, 4 times in the UFC. Doesn't have a good chin. He has to get this fight in the ground. If it stays standing, he's getting knocked out. And I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to
was Adam's favorite book as a little guy. Where's Waldo? So.
Oh, I'm taking Waldo by knockout. He's got to keep it standing, though. If he gets taken down, it's not good. Is Spivac, in relation to Spivac Jewelers, he says he's high. So there you go. No. Jack, he joined. You and him are the Bong crew for the night, my friend.
Yeah, the Spivac is that's a CFC sponsor. They do the Hall of Fame thing that Aljo has and all that. Yeah, no relation.
I have no idea. Waldo by knockout. There we go. We got a guy in the chat. Yeah, I mean Waldo might get taken down, but I think honestly, I think he can knock out Spivac. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have a light heavyweight bout between Azamat Murzakanov and Brendson Ribeiro, who's taking this fight on like maybe a month's notice. He had some notice, right, Marcel?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Johnny Walker was supposed to fight him and against Azamat, and they moved Johnny to China against Zhang Wenyang. Is that true?
Yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah,
it's not official yet, I guess. Though
it's not official. No, but that's going to happen. That's
kind of odd they did that, but I guess they want to see Zhang knock out Johnny. It's so sad to see. But anyways, this fight, I mean, the odds are really high on this. I'm curious your guys' thoughts on this one. Azamat's minus 575 and Brendson Ribeiro's plus 425. And Brenson's coming off a big upset win in his last fight where he beat that Dr. Nurgazov guy.
Brother, let's be honest, you're also not going to pick Brendson. So.
Well, I'm guessing, okay, so you're going to pick Azamat?
Yeah, of course I'm going to pick Azamat, dude. I mean, why should I? Listen, Brendson got a great submission win over in DR, but, man, DR looked bad in that fight. And to be really honest, I like DR, but he also didn't look great in his Contender Series fight until he knocked him out.
The head kick? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's DR fighting? Didn't he just get a fight now?
Yeah, he's fighting Uran Saltibayev.
In Baku? Or Abu Dhabi?
No, in Shanghai.
Oh, Shanghai. That's so random. What the
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, I'm picking Azamat, dude. I think Azamat probably, yeah.
Zach, you too?
Yeah, I even went as far as to go round 1.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't, the opponent just is not good. Like,
I mean, I think the guy's better than like we think because he's won a few fights. He was a big underdog against Bruno Lopez. Now that fight, obviously, everyone's just wrong about Bruno Lopez, right? But I don't know, man. I mean, I think the guy's got a better chance than the odds indicate. Honestly, like I wouldn't completely write him off, guys. I think he's got a chance. Like I like Murzakanov. I'm going to pick him. Obviously, I've picked him in all his fights. I'm not going to stop picking him now. But he is 35 years old or 36 years old. He's getting up there in age. He has had some fights where, like the Chukwi fight, where he was pretty much getting pieced apart and then gets this crazy knockout. But again, the power is incredible. We saw that against Menefield in his last fight. That was amazing. And Clark, I have to pick the guy. I'm going to take him by knockout. I'm just saying, I think the odds are too high. I do.
And Chucky, that's the first Cameroon fighter in the UFC. He was
apparently, right? Yeah. I'm going to take Azamat. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have, it's my main event of the evening, guys. It's my main event because we got my favorite prospect in the UFC, Joshua Van, taking on Bruno Silva. It's a rebooking. This fight was supposed to happen, I want to say earlier this year.
December.
Tampa last year. Okay. And Van is a big favorite as well. There's a lot of huge favorites on this card. Josh is one of the biggest ones. Mine's 535, and Bruno's plus 400. I think Van could be a champion. I've talked about this. I really do think this guy could be a world champion. He's super young and super good. How is he 22? Let me double check. Josh is 23. He's gonna be 24 this year. So he's 23. He's 6-1 in the UFC. And the fight with Charles Johnson was a great fight. It was super competitive. He got knocked out, clipped. He's fought 3 times since then, beat up everyone. He's very good. I just think he's very, very good. Good striking. Improving takedown defense 80%, so getting better. Great cardio. A little bit of a slow starter. That's the only dilemma here. But again, Bruno is, what is he, 35? He's coming off a brutal knockout against Mono Comp. I think he's an okay fighter, but horrible matchup for him. Josh is just younger, more durable, better. And I think Josh can actually finish Bruno Silva too. Maybe like 3rd round knockout. I'm thinking he'll tire him out and then beat him up. I think he wins. I think it's funny. Like some people will probably think Azamat's like the lock. I kind of feel like Josh Van is. I think Josh Van's the lock in the card. What do you think, Zach? You agree?
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely biased. 4 Ounce Fight Club is one of probably my favorite gyms in the U.S. right now. I mean, right now you had Daniel Pineda. You just had Michael Oswell last night. You have Josh Van. You have Alden Correa just on the verge right now. Josh Van, I think I joked before that I felt like Jason House was whoring him out because he was fighting so often. But that's just how 4 Ounce fights. Like, they want to fight as soon as they're healthy. I have him by 2nd round KO. If it does go to 3rd, I think I do get a little worried there because Josh throws like as if he's trying to knock his opponent's head into the 8th row from like the very beginning. So by the 3rd round, he's just like if it hits the 3rd round, it's going to decision basically, or he gets Charles Johnson.
I hope not. I fucking hope not.
Yeah, especially the Bruno.
Marcel, you picking Josh too?
I'm picking Bruno Silva to not win against Josh Van. I think Josh wins in the 2nd round by knockout. That's what I think. Josh always needs like a 1st round to see what happens, and then he picks.
I would make a bet on Josh not winning the 1st round by knockout. Like I think that's probably a good bet.
That sounds like what's his name again? Who was on the podcast last time?
George.
No, the guy where you went to the event.
Yeah, MMA Racks, George.
No, the guy you went with the event with in Canada.
Who are you talking about?
Dude, who was here? Who picked the Pantoja, so many strikes, and Royval?
Oh, Art.
Yeah, Art. Is
my bad. Yeah, Art. Yeah. Sorry.
The Art line. Yeah,
before the Montreal card. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're picking him to lose the 1st round, but he wins the fight.
Art's the man. I know Art. He yesterday was a weird card. He still was up though. He was up $69, so that's always good. Zach, be up $69. Glenn's here. Glenn, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while, brother. We always appreciate you, man. Appreciate your friendship, dude. Hope you're doing well, Glenn. Van has some of the best body shots. He's incredible. Who's buying this pay-per-view in 317 2 weeks after? I think a lot of people will. But yeah, I mean, 317 is a better card, I would say, although Justin Taffa and Jonathan Deniz probably should not be on the main card.
Let's talk about the heavyweights.
I want to get this comment too. This is the guy. I don't know if you were there that time, Zach. This guy's cousin or uncle, Kyle. This guy, Kyle Quackenbush, his uncle or cousin or something used to play for the San Diego Padres back in the day. I don't even remember the last name, Quackenbush. It's kind of a random last name, but appreciate you, man. Thanks for the comment. 316s. Some people would say that. I mean, these guys, Kevin Quackenbush, that's the guy's name, Zach. He pitched for the Padres. Actually, I'm going to Petco Park for the first time in a couple of weeks. I've never been. I've heard it's an amazing stadium, Zach. I don't know. Have you been, Petco?
I've only done, obviously, Citizens Bank.
Yeah.
For the Phillies, obviously.
PNC? And then, you went or no? Pittsburgh?
No, I've only done both Philly stadiums, so the Vet and Citizens Bank, and then the O Stadium. I forget, Camden Yards.
Yeah, I heard that's a good one too. I want to go to PNC Park.
Camden
the one in
beautiful.
Pittsburgh. I want to do the one in Pittsburgh. If I come, that means we should meet up. If I do that, I want to do it one day. I do. I also want to go. I want to go to all the parks. I've only been to like 5 of them, but yeah, I can't wait to go to Petco, man. It's gonna be fucking sick. Zach stay in Canada as well. Have you been to Canada? Or
I've been to Niagara Falls.
Okay, yeah, that's a couple
And then
hours for me.
right on the verge of we went up a little bit on the verge of Toronto.
Fair enough. Yeah. Beautiful stadium. It's like a amusement park. Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be awesome. Fenway's another good. I want to go to all the stadiums. I mean, that'd be sick. That's kind of like my dream. But I've been dreaming of going to Petco Park for 20 years, man. Ever since I saw the pictures of it, so it's considered one of the best parks, if not the best one. So, all right, let's go to the main card here, guys. I think it's a good segue. We have a welterweight bout between UFC, one of Dana White's and Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard's favorites here. Kevin Holland taking on Vicente Luque. Of course, Kevin Holland opens up the pay-per-view card. And of course, Marcel, the bonuses are written already. Kevin Holland's getting a bonus. It's already written. He's getting another $50K bonus. So don't complain when he wins a decision and gets a bonus, Marcel, like last time. Which still doesn't make sense to me. I still don't understand how Chris Duncan doesn't get one for a finish. But Kevin Holland's a favorite in this one, minus 238. Vicente Luque plus 195. I think Kevin wins, guys. I have to pick him. I'm just fading Luque at this point. I know he has looked good at times. Like, obviously, the fight with Temba, his last fight, I mean, that was... Hopefully Temba doesn't listen to this podcast. Marcel's going to hate you if you talk about the fight again. But, I mean, it was a great win. It really was. It was a nice bounce back. But I still think, a guy that's taken this much damage... I know his record is really good in the UFC. I know he's beaten some good fighters. Like, I have a lot of respect for Luque. I think he's a great fighter. I've loved him forever. But I just think a guy that's taken this much damage, that's had this many health issues, the brain bleed, all that stuff, going against a guy like Holland who has power, who has submissions, who's pretty durable, like for the most part, at welterweight especially. I like him at welterweight. I don't like him at middleweight, but I like having it at welterweight. I think Holland wins, guys. I think he probably finishes Luque. I really do. So I like Holland. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, you labeled it perfectly. It's basically I don't even like Holland in this fight. It's just fading Luque at this point. I do have Holland winning by finish, and again, I think that's just influenced again by Luque, not so much by Holland because he's not really finishing anyone nowadays.
Yeah,
he's there just to get a paycheck at this point, a paycheck and a bonus, a free pair of shoes from Dana afterwards. Like
Holland makes a lot of money. The last time they went to Utah, they did release the salaries, I think, and he made was it like $400,000? I think with the bonuses and his salaries,
and that's disclosed.
Yeah, disclosed. He might get even more. They love him. And to be fair to the guy, bro, I mean, he takes every fight they offer him, Yeah. But again, someone's talking about the IQ. The fight IQ is definitely questionable. Marcel, what do you think? What are you doing? Man, a spoon or something? What the hell is that?
No, man, that's a back scratcher.
Oh, it's a back scratch. I need one of those. Fuck.
Listen, man, maybe I'm a tart, but I'm picking Luque here, man. So
okay, hit the button, man.
With the under. I don't trust Kevin Holland. I know a lot of people love Kevin Holland. I have nothing against the guy. I think if you look at it striking-wise, yes, Kevin Holland has the edge. I think in grappling, Luque is much better than Kevin Holland. The problem is he able to get him there in the positions he needs to be? And if not, if he doesn't finish him, can he go for 3 rounds? It's difficult, but I'm going with Luque here, man. I'm going against the grain probably, but whatever. You got to do sometimes. I'm going with Luque. I'm going with a submission in the second round for Vicente Luque. Darce.
Oh wow. Okay, there you go. Like I said, I think he's better at welterweight personally, but we'll see. I want to give a shout out to where is he? This one, Jason. Jason from the Discord. I'm actually going against Jason in the finals of John B's Invitational 32-man shootout tournament, so that's gonna be awesome. That's a really cool tournament, by the way, the one he's doing for the next season. I'm down for whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? I know I made some suggestions. I know you have to do, Zach, as far as some of the things they want to change up, but I'm down for whatever. Whatever he ends up doing, I'm down. I like John a lot. He's a really good dude. Holland versus Wonder Boy on top instead of fighting, they make another cringy beer commercial. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't break his hand this time. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Here we go. The UFC debut of Patchy Mix, guys, taking on Mario Batista, who is one of the most hated fighters in the UFC right now. Mix is the favorite, minus 166. Batista plus 140. Pretty competitive odds here, but Patchy Mix in his debut is favored over a guy on like a 7-fight win streak in the UFC. So, Zach, what do you think, Ben?
Yeah, this is one I'm expecting to get wrong. I think I'm feeding into the Mix hype again on this. His last couple fights in PFL Tour haven't been the greatest. His last good win was the Rufian Stotts like 1 minute KO for $1 million. But if you tell someone if you win this fight, you're winning $1 million, it's going to be one of their best fights, hopefully, I would assume. I think this goes by the decision, and it comes down to, can Mix get Mario away from the cage? Mario has shown with Aldo, that's a good way to win. You just pressure and continue to strike while you're pressuring, and by the rules, you win.
Yeah.
You could also assume Mix is probably going to try to do a highlight because this is his debut. He's finally made it. Ali did whatever he had to do to get out of the old contract into this contract. I'm expecting this fight to be one of those like disappointments at the end, but I have Mix by decision.
There you go, Marcel. What do you think?
Yeah, man. By the way, I think the hate Bautista gets is totally unfair. You know, he did what he had to do to win that fight. He could have fought like Jonathan Martinez and lose the fight, you know, but he did what he had to do to win the fight, and people hate on him because it's Aldo. It doesn't make sense to me, and I love Aldo as well. So this fight, the thing with Patchy Mix is that his last fight against Magomedov, which he won a split decision, I thought he lost that fight. You know,
I thought so too. I did too. Yeah.
I'm really honest. I thought he lost the fight. That said, I think he's very, very talented. A really good fighter. I think he matches perfect in the UFC bantamweight division, and it's an interesting fight against Bautista, man. I think we'll be a little bit more closer than a lot of people think. I'm going with Mix here because I think he will show in his debut. It's a thing he wanted to do for a long time coming to the UFC. He gets a massive opportunity, in my opinion, on a pay-per-view card, filling in against a guy who is ranked in the top 15. Obviously, we're going to give him a guy in the top 15, but it's a great spot, you know, in Newark. Yeah, give me Patchy Mix by decision.
I'm leaning Mix too, but I mean it's a tough one, I think, because the thing is, like, okay, so I've watched him for his entire Bellator career, and I think he's a very good fighter, obviously. Very good ground game, especially. But I do think Batista's fought better competition in the UFC. I really do. I mean, if you look at who he's fought in, like, his debut, he fought Corey Sandhagen. You know, like, it's never been easy for this guy. In the last couple fights, he fought Aldo, he fought Simone, he fought your boy Blackshear, Zach, and he won that fight. It was close, though. It was a close fight. I think it comes down to, like, you know, really the takedown defense of Batista, which at times is, you know, look good, but at times not so good. And I think Mix can get into the ground. I'm going to pick him by submission, actually. I'm going to take Mix by submission because I think his ground game is that good. But again, even though I'm picking him, I'm not 100% sure about this one. I think it's one of the closest fights in the card. I think if you're going to take a dog, I don't think Batista's a bad dog to pick because I think a few dogs will win. It's a weird one, Zach, because if you look at this card, it's like there's like 5 or 6 fights with like minus 600 favorites.
Yeah.
Does one of them lose? Maybe. But some of these closer odds ones, like Luque, Holland, like this one, like the Spivac fight, I think you'll probably see an underdog or two win of those ones. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the favorite here, guys, but I'm not 100% sure. Marcel, you have to get one forever, covering watching UFC or supporting Ajax?
Ajax my first love, so I cannot let it go. I'm sorry.
Okay. If Patchy Mix wins, does he get a title shot fight with Corey? I think Corey's getting the next title shot, I'm pretty sure, right? Against the winner of Robin.
Can I say it again?
If Patchy wins, does he fight Corey next, or does Corey get the title shot? I think Corey's going to get it.
I think Corey probably gets it, man.
Yeah. I still think Jan's getting screwed right now by having to fight McGee, who's like ranked like, 12th or something? I don't really get it, but John McCarthy says Mario will be extreme danger on the ground. I kind of agree with it, actually. I think he can submit him. But again, like, I don't know. We'll see. I think the Blackshear win. I did think Blackshear won. As good as saying it is, he's not patching the ground. Caught Mario quick sub for sure. Did Patchy get Song Yadong? Song is fighting. Who's his opponent, Marcel? Song Yadong is fighting. No, he's not fighting Cejudo. Who isn't he fighting in China? I thought he had a fight booked.
Yeah, somebody posted that he's fighting Rob Font, but I don't know.
That's the one. Yeah, is that official or it's not official?
No.
Okay, that's Blake. Hey, Blake, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here. Conceal his identity. What's going on, man? Let's go. The Australian government's out to get him. That's what's going on. So, all right, 3 fights.
By the way, Kai, congrats with winning the cup this Wednesday, the Conference League Cup. This team won. Congratulations, man.
There you go. Joe Pfeiffer taking on Kelvin Gastelum. I know Zach wants to talk about this fight. Joe's a big favorite too, minus 375. Kelvin plus 295. Take it away, Zach.
Yeah, talked to Joey last night. I was actually shocked to see him cornering a week out.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah, him, Andre, actually had a whole UFC like showcase to give Eddie Alvarez a medal, an award from the commission.
Oh, Eddie was there too. Nice, awesome.
Yeah, the venue is actually a part. It's where Eddie's Performance Institute is.
Okay.
It's like the building over, but PA commission gave Eddie a medal of honor basically for representation of the sport of MMA, being the first Philly champion. But yeah, Joey was there. Looks in shape. I mean, he hasn't really ever not looked in shape at his weight. I think he probably could go lower, but the guy does not like cutting weight. No one likes cutting weight. I like this fight better than the Jack Hermanson fight. I think this is more closer to Joey's style. Especially since Kelvin, if Kelvin makes weight, he made weight last time it was booked.
This is one of the ones I'm scared is going to get canceled. I'm not going to lie, dude.
Yeah, and I can see this being canceled on the other side this time. And then they're going to go back and forth calling each other bitches and all that. And it's like, you were shitting yourself in Mexico. Like...
Then you get probably Spivac against Waldo Cortes-Acosta on the main card, so you still have your way at him.
There you go.
But,
Nick Maynard, Dana, we have to put the heavyweights. That's what Marcel says.
The way I looked at this fight is, I think it's more fading Kelvin at this point in his career.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to just collect whatever he can get in the rest of his contract, and then go out in the distance. He's never going to fight for a title again. He's never going to be... I mean, I was actually shocked just because of how rankings go that he's not ranked anymore. Forgetting that, he hasn't really done much. And I think this is the one that they can then showcase and play for his next fight and say, look, he beat a Hall of Famer.
Of course they're going to say that.
So, I think Joey by decision. And that's risky because Joe doesn't have 15-minute cardio. Yeah. But I have Joey by decision.
Marcel, you agree?
You'll hear how much Zach loves Joe Parfrey. He calls him Joey, so I'm going to call Zach Zaki. I think Joe Pyfer wins, to be honest. And I also picked him last time to win, and that fight didn't went through. If it went through, he probably would have lost, so with illness. But I think he wins. But man, listen, man, I like Joe Pyfer. I like how he fights, but he's complaining a lot as of late. It's like, come on, man, you sound like a girl sometimes. Let's don't do that. You don't need that, dude. You're a good fighter.
Yep.
The thing is, he got a lot of hate after the loss against Jack Hermanson, but he still won the first 2 rounds. It wasn't like a blowout. He just lost.
If it's a 3-round fight, he wins that fight, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, he got a top 10 win against."
Yeah, people call that an actual fraud check, which isn't a fraud check in my opinion.
I think Jack Hermanson is a good fighter, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Actually, Jack submitted Kelvin in a minute with a heel.
Jack is a real decent fighter,
Yeah,
he's a really tough guy. We'll see that again against Gregory Rodriguez soon.
Yeah.
But that's it. I'm going with Pyfer. Can he put Gastelum away? It's possible, but I'm more comfortable picking a decision here, so I'm picking Joe by decision.
Fair enough. By the way, Zach's here to consider Kelvin no, I mean it's so because he had the fight with actually I think that's this year, isn't it? Is he?
Yeah.
So technically he's a Hall of Famer, but it's the same thing with Doo Choi. I was there for that fight with Cub Swanson. I was fucking there. That fight was incredible. Doo Choi's not a Hall of Fame fighter. Come on, this is stupid. So I know the UFC considers it as, but I don't agree with it.
Just like they put the fight from Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen in the Hall of Fame because they want to Chael in the Hall of Fame.
Chael at least I can see it because he did a lot.
Yeah, he talked his way into it.
Dude,
yeah.
I mean, people don't know. People that are newer fans, they wouldn't know. But the trash talking he used to do with Anderson, I watched every audio clip and every video clip I could find of Chael talking. He was the best.
Or with the carrot to the carrot the Nogueira brothers were feeding the.
He was great. Even with Vonderlei too, he was great with him too on the show.
He also. That joke he had, Vonder, what did he say? The Nogueira brothers, Anderson Silva and Ed Soros walking into a cafe, but there was only one bar stool, so they they turned it upside down so they could sit all 4.
It's funny. No, I think Chael was. I remember when he used to say he talked about Anderson. He's like, I gotta get Anderson's wife to make me a steak or something. That back in the day, that was great. And yeah, I remember that was awesome.
What Kai says, they were trying to feed a carrot to a yellow bus or something. That's crazy.
Anyways, I think Chael has more of an argument than Kelvin. Personally, I think I love Kelvin. I remember I picked him to win Ultimate Fighter. By the way, did you watch Tough? I did watch this episode. You watched it, Zach?
Yeah. I did.
Marcel, did you? Did you, Marcel, or no?
I have it on my computer, but I still have to check it.
Okay, we don't. I don't know. What do you think, Zach? Was it a good episode?
I think my standards.
Okay, we know enough.
Yeah, my standards are so low for this season. It was a good episode.
I thought it was a pretty good episode. I liked it, but again, it's just probably gonna go downhill from here. But
I've had enough friends that were in line for this season who got fucked over.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
I'm very bitter about this season.
Yeah, I believe it. I was gonna say I had a friend that messaged me and he's like, dude, I didn't realize Tough started. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, did you realize that Chael's gonna fight DC? He's like, no way. I'm like, no, they're not fighting. They're both like 50 years old. They're not fucking fighting, dude. There's no way. But yeah, I think it's been okay. All right, let's get to the last couple of fights here, guys. We have the co-main event here: Juliana Pena, UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, 2-time champion, and talking about Hall of Famers. Juliana Pena might get in the Hall of Fame one day. She's a 2-time champ, crazy enough, and a tough winner. So, it has a win over Amanda Nunes. Crazy against Kayla Harrison. Kayla's a massive favorite. Kayla is minus 625. Juliana plus 455. So I'll say this: these odds are really high, and part of me wants to pick Juliana Pena because I think the odds are too high, and I think, she's a 2-time champ. Like, say what you want about her, but she's somehow found a way to win these fights. And I've always liked her since Tough, but man, I don't know. I think she's going to get taken down in this fight, guys. Like, I look at the takedown defense, it's bad. Like, the number was it 23%? And that's over, 15 fights? This is someone who got submitted by Jermaine Durandamy, Marcel's girl, who's not known for submissions, Marcel. Not good. I don't think she won her last fight. I mean, the fact she won, good for her. She somehow edged against Raquel Pennington, who, by the way, I feel like Raquel is she's done now. I feel like after that fight. Like, what's the UFC going to do with her? Like, she's a gatekeeper now at this point. They're not going to give her another title fight. They want Kayla to win. The question for me is, because I remember the fight with Larissa Pacheco, she did get really tired after, the first couple of rounds. Like, could that happen here? And that's when Juliana would take over, So I think, Kayla either has to finish her or she has to bank the first 3 rounds because I think the last 2 will be sketchy. That's why I think the odds are too high. I'm still going to pick Kayla Harrison. I will. But I gotta say, guys, of all the big underdogs in this card, as much as I hate to say it, because, man, the trash talking is fucking annoying with her, but I think she has a chance. I think she has, an outside chance to win this fight. So I'll take Harrison. Marcel, you're taking her? Taking the dog? There we go. Big dog. Big dog. Rough.
I'm just doing it, dude. Listen, first of all, Kyla has to be healthy to make 135. She's going to struggle with that, So I think she has to finish Pena in the earlier rounds, which is a possibility if she does it. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely a possibility. I think Pena has a better gas tank probably than Kayla. I think in the later rounds, she can beat Kayla. I'm going with Pena by decision, dude. I think she can beat Kayla. So maybe it's a crazy pick by me. We will see next week. Listen, everybody probably thinks now I'm a retard going with Pena. Hey, it is what it is. No
I
problem.
think some people will pick her though. I think a lot of people will.
I'm picking her, man. I'm going with the dog here. Why not? I think there's a possibility, and I'm not even saying that Pena is that next level or whatever, But I think she can win. I don't see Kyla going a full 5 rounds, but that said, she can finish the fight definitely in the earlier rounds. So she doesn't have to go the full 5. I'm going with Pena, man. Decision. Let's go.
Zach?
So I'm curious how Marcel solved my pick sheet before we started hopping on.
Are you serious? Hit the button. He's doing it.
Yeah. And he touched on literally my entire reasoning. 135.0. Not 0.1, not 0.2. I mean, it's UFC, that point. As long as she's not 136, they're going to say she made 135. It's the rehydration.
Yeah.
That extra pound, if you talk to anyone, if you talk to a guy, that last pound's the hardest. If you talk to a female, that last pound's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I know she has one of the greatest nutritionists in her camp. I know it. I forget his name, which I'm sorry. But literally, yeah, I don't think it starts with a pig. It's like Piero or something like that. So maybe there, I didn't want her to get the title fight because I wanted her to show she can make 135, but she's only going to make 135 if she does once, maybe twice.
I agree with that.
Her last fight, dog shit.
Yeah.
And now you're going to stretch it to be 25 minutes if she doesn't finish Pena, who Juliana's not great, but she's not really getting finished a lot.
Yeah.
I think in her career, Harrison's best fight, thank you, Bloody Elbow, for posting it today, was in 2020 against Courtney King. Someone not even anywhere remotely near Kayla's level. And I think that was at 140, 145.
I mean, she beat Larissa twice. She beat Larissa Pacheco twice. I think those are probably her best ones.
Was it Invicta?
Yeah.
The Invicta fight? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. They let Invicta borrow her for a fight. I remember that.
PFL wasn't doing a season that year. And Kayla was like, I need to fight because she's not young.
Yeah.
No, I have exactly how Marcel said. Pena by decision. And if I'm wrong, cool. Kayla's the champion.
I think it's very possible. By the way, I want to answer this question from Glenn because we love Glenn. How many fighters does Ali Abdelaziz have on this card? Well, he's got Kayla. He's got Patchy.
Kelvin Spivac.
Kelvin. Oh my God! Like half the card.
Ariane Lipski.
Oh, she's with Egghead. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. It's Jersey too, so he's actually allowed to visit.
I don't think enough people are talking about how much damage Luque's taken. She definitely has, but.
Vicente as well, Bart.
He's with Ali.
Yeah, Vicente Luque. Yeah.
Jesus. So Ali's got half the card. Is Bruno? Josh Van? He's with Orin or no? Who's Josh?
No, he's with Iridium.
Oh, he's with Jason. I should have known. Wait, is Bruno Silva?
Oh, Bruno Silva's with Dominance. Yeah.
Oh, he is. Oh my God! Yeah. I thought it was a house party, but I guess not. All right, let's go to the main event, guys. Last fight. And this is perfect timing. We're just above an hour, so this is great timing. Zach, once again, man, appreciate you coming on, dude. Shedding some insight, brother, into the New Jersey card and New Jersey fight scene, my friend. Let's go to the main event, guys. Merab Dvalishvili taking on Sean O'Malley in the rematch. We have big odds change from last time where Sean was the favorite. Or actually, no, it was like a pick'em, I think. It ended up like a pick'em. Maybe Merab actually. It might have been like Merab minus 120. I can't remember now. But Merab's minus 310 now. So he's a big favorite this time. Sean plus 250. I'll say this. Like, God, I just I don't like this matchmaking here at all. I don't like this because.
Perfect what Glenn says there in the comment.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, like, it's just scary because Sean. I mean, I think at this point, like, if Sean loses, which I think is. I'm picking Merab. I'll just say that. I'll just keep my pick. I'm picking Merab by decision again. Because I think that. There's no reason to think that Sean's improved his takedown defense. There's no proof there. I know he's got the surgery and he stopped smoking weed. He's off social media. Like, I'm not buying it, guys. I'm not. I just don't think it matters. I don't think it's enough. And some people will say, well, the scorecards were close. It was 48-47. We all watched that fight. Merab won that fight, and I don't know how the scorecards were that close. I mean, there were some moments Sean had, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see him. I don't still see it happening. I think Merab just takes him down, grinds him out, beats him up. Grinds him out for a decision. I don't think it's going to be a super exciting fight. I don't know why they had to do this again. And the reason I don't like it is because I would have liked to see Sean get one more fight in between. Give him another fight. They could have did the rematch between Sean and Piotr Yan. That would have made a lot of sense to me. And the winner gets title shot. Because the thing is, if Sean loses, I'll tell you right now, here's my hot take. Sean loses, he retires. Because what else is he going to do? Go to 145? Why? Dude, and you know this, Zach. Sean has a million other things he has outside of MMA. He doesn't need this. So if he's not the champ, why is he fighting anymore? You know, would he go to featherweight? I mean, I guess, but he's so skinny. I don't think it would go well for him either. He fights a guy like Ayman Zahabi, he gets taken down probably. That's a bantamweight, sorry. At featherweight, like who would take him down? Like a lot of these guys. Lerone Murphy takes him down. Aljamain Sterling takes him down probably. I know he obviously knocked him out, but that was, I know he knocked him out, but I think a rematch between those guys. If you talk about a champion that got fucked over a rematch, Aljamain Sterling got fucked. Yep. UFC just was like, yep, you're not getting a rematch, buddy. Anyways, I've been talking too much, guys. I'm taking Rob by decision. I think Sean, he has to win this fight. It's not that he can't fight, because he can, but why? Why would he? Because he has a million other things outside of MMA. So, Zach, am I crazy? Go ahead.
No, I do agree. I think Sean actually probably makes more money outside of fighting than he does with fighting, because I don't want to say he did the Conor approach, but he was smart to use his hype and name from the UFC to actually generate businesses outside of here. I am, short answer, I'm on Merab by decision, but after talking with Eric Nolan again last night, who just came off of a rematch in a title fight, again, talking regionals versus UFC level, so it's not comparable apples to apples. I was heavily against Nolan in the rematch, and the fight kind of went out the complete opposite. His opponent fucked his day up in the first fight. Similar to Merab. Merab won that fight pretty much until the last 2 minutes of round 5. At that point, does Merab come in cocky and think he can just recreate what happened last time? I don't think Sean can defend the takedowns. Like, I don't think that's going to be a factor, but it comes down mental preparedness on Merab's side. If he comes in and thinks he's going to just walk over Sean, not a single issue because he had none in the first fight, Sean wins. Like, Sean's coming in hungry at this point. I think Sean just wanted to win last time. Like, now he's hungry. He lost what he had. Probably didn't impact all of his little, like, 12-year-old fans buying shirts and all, but, like, that paycheck's different now.
Champ lifestyle's better.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view points are better, aren't they, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, we all say no one's buying pay-per-views, but champs still want those extra points. So, I have Merab by decision. I know everyone in the chat is going on about how Sean's going to save the division. I don't think the division's in dire need right now.
Bantamweight's amazing. Bantamweight's incredible. I love it.
But is it better for Sean to be the champion? I don't know. Because, again, how hungry is he once he gets the belt again? But yeah, Merab by decision. And if Sean wins, the Discord will make fun of me until Sean's next fight.
Marcel, you're making 3 for 3 on the title fight, I'm assuming?
Bro, people always talk about Michael Chandler having Dana White privilege. Let's talk about disgusting Dana White privilege. Let's talk about Sean O'Malley, who fought Petr Yan in Abu Dhabi, didn't win that fight, got the fight, then had almost a year to prepare to fight Aljamain Sterling, who fought 3 months before against Henry Cejudo, beats him by TKO. Aljo doesn't get a rematch. They give Sean O'Malley a fight against Marlon Vera to solidify him as a defending champion. He wins that fight, and then he actually has to fight the number 1 contender, and he loses. Then the champion Merab has to fight Umar Nurmagomedov because UFC absolutely wanted Umar to be the champion. He loses or he wins against Umar. Keeps the belt, and fucking Sean gets a rematch out of nowhere without doing anything anymore, but he gets a rematch. That is disgusting Dana White privilege. I have nothing against Sean O'Malley, but it's disgusting. Yeah. And Merab is going to win again by decision. I had Merab 4-1 last time. Could be 3-2. I had him 4-1. I think he wins again. Merab Dvalishvili and still after Saturday.
There you go. All right, let's recap the picks. I think we were pretty consistent on most of the fights, except for a couple. So let me just quickly recap them, guys. So here we go. So first fight, we all picked Mederos. All picked Quillan Salkilld. We all picked Ju Sang Yu. We all picked Wang Tong. I think we all picked Khaos Williams, right? Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Those two, Zach and Marcel had Spivac. I had Waldo as a dog. We all picked Murzakanov. We all picked Josh Van. Zach and I had Holland. Marcel had Luque as a dog. We all had Patchy Mix. We all had Joe Pfeiffer. I had Harrison. Marcel and Zach had Payne as a big underdog, and we all had Merab as the main event to win the defend his championship. So, a couple differences, but a lot of chalk in this card. I'll say that, a lot of chalk. Now, one of them might win, but one of these big underdogs possible. I honestly think you guys are probably right that if it is one, it's probably Juliana, but we'll see. Anyways, anything else you guys wanted to say? Is there anything else you wanted to add, Marcel, Zach? Anything? Go ahead. Or forever hold your peace. Or forever hold your peace. What's up, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, this card is what it is. This is what happens when we have double pay-per-views in a month, especially with the second one being International Fight Week.
True.
I think Prudential Center must just pay a shitload of a site fee. That just had to be there.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I mean, I think 2 title fights is nice. Do we need 2 title fights? Do we need Pena in a title fight again? No. Does Amanda come back regardless of who wins? I still say no. I think even the title fights here doesn't open anything for the next fight. Merab maybe fights Corey.
Probably.
And Pena, I don't care who she fights. 135 is just not good.
Yeah.
That's a bantamweight division that needs saving. And Kayla's not doing that either.
Yeah. No, pretty much. Anything else you want to add, Marcel? Or
No, I kind of agree with Zach, man. I mean, yeah, there are not really many stories to write about either who wins here, man. Maybe Patchy Mix, that's maybe an interesting one, but
I forgot we didn't mention Mix might get a title shot potentially. I mean, if he looked amazing, why not?
Yeah, it's possible, but that would be so disrespectful to some other guys. But hey, the UFC will do it if it's necessary, So.
It's a big opportunity for them though, because the champion's fighting on the card, and they are friends too, which is interesting. They're actually really good friends. They train together, but they've talked. I don't know. Did you guys watch that Merab press conference last week? So he said they've talked and they agreed that if that's what's next, they're going to fight each other. So
that's
they
good.
both have the same dream, man. I respect that. You know what I mean? But we've seen that before. Guys will fight for the belt if they have to, but otherwise they don't fight each other. Anyways, Zach, once again, man, thanks again. We appreciate you joining us, brother. Marcel, I'll see you next week. We'll see you guys next week. We're going to recap UFC 316, and then we're going to preview UFC Atlanta. Guess what, Marcel? I don't know if I told you this, but we have a guest next week. Did you know this? We have a guest.
No, of
he's
course
in our
not.
chat, and he lives in Atlanta, and he's going to be here. Our boy
Antoine?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
On. Let's go. So I talked to Antoine. He wants to come on, and I said, of course. Good. So he's going to be on next week. We're going to get Antoine on. We're going to talk about UFC Atlanta, which doesn't have Malcolm Wellmaker. I don't know if you heard Alex talk about that. Zach, crazy, eh? Just fucking crazy.
I actually thought you were going to say Wellmaker's manager is going to be your guest next week.
Dan, we should have had Dan on too. Yeah, I know, right? No, we got Antoine. Antoine's right here. He's pumped and he's happy to come on. So, looking forward to it.
Real quick, you mentioned about friends fighting each other. There's friends, and then there is what Merab and Aljo had as well. Like when Merab came to the U.S., Aljo was one of the first that actually work through the language barrier.
Yeah.
And literally we've seen on Embedded before, you can yell out Merab's window and you have Aljo 3 houses away. That's not someone you fight for a title fight in the UFC.
That fight, that I never thought that would happen. They were going to move divisions, but never happened.
They actually punished both guys for it. They didn't give Sterling a rematch against O'Malley, and they didn't give Dvalishvili this fight against O'Malley. He actually deserved. They even let him fight Cejudo before the card. So, yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you again. Thanks again, Zach.
Yep.